most impressive.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, your worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
In keeping with the trusty adage, starve a cold, disgust a fever.
So, after today's article about Kennedy's lack of pay scale for women, equal pay scale for women, and the Acolyte, Sparrow came out with a scoop, and I'm going to add Cameron's Patreon to the description box here. Go there, it's $5 a month, and just to read these, and you'll understand why I'm not going to say much more. I know details. So, let's just say some of the results from the meeting over the Acolyte that Bob Iger called have been kind of put out there, and don't be surprised to see articles about certain things in somebody's past that are going to come back to haunt her. All right. And as far as the Kennedy didn't pay the women who worked on the Acolyte equally as the men, that's the opening salvo. So one's got to ask, and I feel like I should scoop everybody here. Leslie Headland worked for Harvey Weinstein for 6 years, in which she suffered his indignities and brought the young girls that wanted to be actresses up to his hotel room and pretended she didn't know what was going on. Why do people think that she's an innocent person in this? All right, it was very easy for her to keep her mouth shut because he was helping her career, right? But why is she innocent? Why is she somebody who gets away with the fake victimhood that I think people have bestowed on her? I don't think I've ever seen her talk about Harvey Weinstein in the present day, but she adored him, obviously, and he adored her. All right? She protected him. She let him do whatever he wanted. What was she getting out of it? Some think that, some think that perhaps she was taking up some room on the couch too. Okay? She was getting a little action too. Why would anybody be surprised in that? And I'm not being salacious. This is Hollywood, okay? I know friends who've had actresses that are friends of theirs who have been solicited by women in power, who are horrified and grossed out and disgusted. All right? I myself dated a guy who was a filmmaker, and I would end up talking to his assistant more than him, which I didn't like. And the woman was a fucking disgusting pig. Even after I told the cunt to stop it, she kept doing it, okay? So, Kathleen Kennedy comes along. Here's Headland's script pitch. Loves it because she's an idiot. She even looks like an idiot. And doesn't consider the baggage. Why? It's like Hitler comes up to your house, tells you a story about something he wants to do, and you love it so much you let him in. This is like letting Lucifer into your house. No, you don't. All right. But Kathleen Kennedy decides in her momentous wisdom to hire Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant with all the baggage that comes with it, including suspicion of taking part in Harvey's little hobby along with him. Why would that shock anybody? It's Hollywood. Okay. And the kinds of women that Hedlund reminds me of are the women who would solicit sex from another woman and dangle out a job in front of her nose. The casting couch isn't just men in power. All right. It never has been. Okay. So, I asked this question because I thought for a long time she was an accomplice. I thought for a long, long time that Leslie Hedlund was part and parcel to all of Harvey's dirty little dealings. And the reason why I thought that is because she's not a talented filmmaker. She's a rip-off artist. Russian Doll. She has absolutely nothing good to say about Star Wars unless she threw her garbage into it. But I want you to see what she says about George Lucas here.
This is like what we understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. The idea that when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie, that's the problem. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people, and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people.
One just drew a pentagram on the floor and chanted, "I summon thee," 3 times.
That we do. On your fiery throne presiding over the damned. Your tongue could open a wine bottle.
Never had an agent. It's not like she worships the devil.
Well, she doesn't have to. He worships her.
How in the world, when you think about it, does somebody like Leslie Hedlund get to where she's got if she hadn't, if not been a willing participant in extracurricular activities with her former boss, Harvey Weinstein? She knew about them. She facilitated them. She had to. I know what the PAs do. All right? Everybody does. So the idea that she's innocent and a victim herself is absolute bullshit. And again, you kind of go, what did you know? Why didn't you say anything? And you look at Kathleen Kennedy and go, why did you hire her? Why are we even talking about this? All right, this goes back to my issue with the big channels. They talk about, they talk about the franchise. They don't concentrate on the personnel. All right, a change of people brings about a change in the franchise for the good. Okay. Now, we know through Sparrow, Kennedy doesn't really have any power. But the fact remains, she is the one that greenlit the Acolyte, even without Disney's permission. I guarantee it, they never gave these people permission to do this. And they did it anyway, okay? So we're here going, okay, then what do we do? You got to sit back and think, what is really going on here? Why did Kathleen Kennedy even take Hedlund's pitch? What was Hedlund's knowledge of Harvey Weinstein's behavior? She enabled it. She had to have known what he was doing. She's never said a word about it. Her supporters paint her as one of his victims, and he's not. She was not. She's very happy in being the ambitious little go-getter that she was for him, as long as he championed her career. So it makes you wonder about all the baggage that she must have, and yet Kathleen Kennedy didn't know a thing about it. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy comes out complaining about how the male fans are treating her. Kathleen, it's not the male fans. It's the female fans who are looking at you, wondering again why such a champion of feminism would dare to allow somebody with what I think is pretty obvious questionable behavior with her former boss, why you would let her near our Star Wars. The Acolyte is dying. Okay? You've been called out by Forbes for basically being a hypocrite. And now, again, Leslie Hedlund, okay? Comes with all this baggage, and she gets a job that so many people in Hollywood would have killed for, and would have done a far better job, all right? Why? I'll never understand, all right? I don't think the woman's ever testified against Harvey, probably out of loyalty, all right? He never called her even as a witness for the defense. And here we are now with this stupid, vulgar, woke, indecent TV show created by a woman who probably is as guilty as Harvey Weinstein of exploiting actresses for their careers. Think about it. Think about it. That's the problem we have right now. This is the issue. Okay, what did she know? What did she have knowledge of? Did she take part in any of those escapades? These are the questions that need to be asked. And I think it's pretty damning that the only people asking are people like us right now, okay? If you don't want Hollywood whispering and spreading rumors about you, don't do shit like that. And don't expect, if you work for somebody like Harvey Weinstein, that people aren't going to look at you funny, okay? All right, the way she behaves, the way she acts, tells me there's more to the story than Harvey just helped me with my career. She's protecting him, but did she take part in his escapades? These are the questions that need to be asked. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.